It's a sweet shortcrust pastry. It's like normal shortcrust pastry, but you can use it in sweet tarts and like mince pies and stuff like that. So you got 150 gram of caster sugar with 300 gram of plain flour. Just mix that together completely. Once that's done, you need 225 grams of chilled unsalted butter, cubed so that it's easier to rub in with your fingers, and then you just need to mix that together with your fingertips, so squishing the butter into the flour. Just rub it together until it's like big breadcrumbs, but there's no big clumps of butter left. Okay, once your mixture now looks like this and your hand's completely cramped up, you can get 1 or 2 eggs, depending on the size, and use the yolks only. Separate the yolk and the white by try not to do that. Usually you'd use both sides of the shell, but I just obliterated one of them, so you can do it like this as well, but it's a lot messier. Just a bit more gently. There we go. Some recipes do actually use the white, but I prefer not using the white. I'm just using the yolk because using the white makes it a bit more savoury, and just using the yolk, I don't know, it's sweeter. Put it over there, I think I just made a mess. Okay, and you can rub that in. It's very sticky. Okay, once that's like a little bit combined, get the mixture off your fingers, I'll try to, and get some chilled milk, semi-skimmed or whole milk, because skimmed is gross. Nanny will assist with the pouring of the milk because my hands are covered. A bit more. That's it. This is a very soft dough, and it's supposed to be a soft dough. That's why you wrap it in cling film after I brought it all together and got it off my fingers. You need to wrap it in cling film and chill in the fridge for about half an hour or until you can use it without it doing this. Okay, this is the sweet shortcrust pastry I did earlier. It's been in the fridge a lot longer than half an hour, so I just let it heat up a little bit at room temperature. Not too much, otherwise it'll get too sticky to deal with. We just need to roll this out to about 4 inches bigger circumference than this pan, so that you can leave room for the sides. There's no topping. We're doing an egg custard tart, and there's no topping for this. This is a squeaky one. Yeah, there's no topping for this, so don't need to split it at all. Sorry. Yeah, okay, this works better. There we go. We've eliminated the squeaking problem. don't want to roll it out too thin, just big enough to fit in the pan. And I'd say this was about done. There we go. Right, this is probably the easiest way I found to transporting the rolled out pastry, and it's really hard to write out in, well, it's really hard to write out, but it's a lot easier to show you. There we go. To avoid it shrinking in the oven, don't press it down just straight into the tin. You need to lift up the edges and press it down like that, so you get a lot of slack, and this prevents it from receding in the oven. There we go. Yeah. I'm actually quite lucky because this doesn't usually happen this time round. Just want to trim the edges off if you want to. Angle it like upwards so that it's slightly above the tin. Otherwise, yeah, it'll just shrink back down again. This at least gives it a little bit of room to shrink and not be a mess. Press it into the sides, make sure it's completely covered, everything, no air pockets. And there we go, that's the video rolling it out. Okay, so this is the third and final part of doing the egg custard. I've just done the pastry and put it in and stuff. This is actually doing the egg custard part of the egg custard. So you got 4 eggs, and that was lovely. You got 4 eggs, just beat that together quickly. It doesn't need to be completely beaten, just enough. Just burst the yolks, mix them together a little bit. Then you need 100 grams of caster sugar. And you just need to beat that in until it's light and fluffy. Without to speak. This is my human stand mixer mode. There we go. There we go. Usually making custard you only use like the yolk of an egg, but this egg custard kind of plays on the egg part of the custard, so you use the yolks and the whites for it. Okay, so next you got some vanilla extract, and I'm out of breath doing that. 2 teaspoons, but I forgot to pick up vanilla extract, so we've just kind of got what we've got here, which is quite luckily quite close to what we need. So usually you'd use like 2 teaspoons, but that was like 1.5, but it's fine. There we go. Then you got 500 ml of milk, and I very narrowly got away with putting it in this jug, because this is a 500 ml jug. Just need to beat that in as it goes. Can't really see what's going on, but I'm just beating in milk. I'm sure you can use your imagination. Okay, now you're going to get your prepared sweet crust pastry case, and preferably poke some holes in it with a fork, but my assistant's not here to hand me a fork. So all you need to do is pour this in, and hopefully that it holds the entire thing. Yes, it did. There's some nutmeg here, but you put this in when it's just forming a skin on the top while it's been in the oven. Preheat the oven to gas mark 6, 200 degrees Celsius, 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Cook it until it's got like a bit of a skin on top. Put the nutmeg on, and altogether it should be cooked for about 45 minutes. This is the finished product of the egg custard tart that I made earlier. It's cooled down quite a bit, so it'll be safe to cut now. The pastries worked quite well. There we go.